Well, it happens. You played a piece for, I don't know, 20 or 30 years and it just falls apart. And that's part of the challenge of doing one of these video performances. I promise that we won't be doing this again. I mean, you can't do a joke more than once. But yesterday, when I started recording, I promised myself I would not under any circumstances stop and re-record, do a second take. But, well, anyway, it was a funny moment. A few people were there, some staff members, on the afternoon of January 27th when I did the recording of the program that you're about to hear. And I'm offering this program as a gift to you and to the community and to our friends of music. I do these concerts with, I don't get paid for it. I'm just doing this to partly to hone my skills and improve my own playing, but for your pleasure, and I hope maybe to inspire some generosity to our Friends of Music series. The piece that I just started, and I'm about to start again for you, is Wacht auf by Bach. It's the English is Sleeper's Wake, and it's music from a cantata that Bach wrote for choir and instruments, but he decided himself to arrange it for the organ as a solo organ piece. You'll hear two melodies. One is the original Wacht auf tune or Sleeper's Wake tune that already existed before Bach. Dee tam pam 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 pam. Most people think of the counter melody that Bach wrote as the tune. It's very engaging and very memorable. Dim ba da dum ba da da dum be dum ba da dum ba dum ba dum. For those of you with perfect pitch, I'm sorry, I think I sang those two things in two different keys. But anyway, so this is Bach's Wacht auf. I hope you enjoy this first piece on the program. So Wacket auf is a German hymn tune, chorale tune that existed before the time of Bach. I'm going to be taking another tune like that, If Thou But Trust in God to Guide Thee, which is in some hymnals. And before I play the next three compositions, I'm going to play just the melody of the chorale for you. And I think that you'll hear in those pieces, you'll easily hear that these three pieces are all based on that hymn tune. The first one is by Johann Gottfried Walther, who lived about the time that Bach lived, and a similar style, but different. The second one is by Paul Manz, who lived 1919 to 2009, so a relatively contemporary modern composer. And the third one will be Bach's If Thou But Trust in God to Guide Thee. And if the theme of the first piece might be considered be ready, this would be trust God in all things. And I think in the times we're living in that's something to remember. As dark as it gets, trust in God. right, if this program is heavy on any one style of music, it would be Baroque music, because you're going to hear quite a bit of Walther today and a little bit of Bach. The next piece is by Bach. It's from the Neumeister collection of chorale preludes. It's an early chorale, and the reason I'm playing this is not for any lofty philosophical reason. It's because the Netherlands Bach Society, and if you've not listened to their YouTube recordings of Bach, and if you enjoy Bach and classical music and good performances, I would look them up. But I heard a performance of this by one of the organists of the Netherlands Bach Society a few months ago, and I thought, oh, I'd really like to learn this. And just a little side note, when I play this piece of music, I'm playing it wrong. The melody is supposed to be at the top of the right hand, and I'm not going to do that. I was looking for an opportunity to use one of the pedal stops on our Buzard organ, the open 4-foot flute. And so I'm going to play the melody with my feet and then play the rest with my hands. So to be honest, that was also kind of a mental exercise for me, playing something from the top of the score with my feet, which is the opposite of what we normally do. But this piece is Erbarm dich, mein O Herr Gott, and the translation of that is, O God, be merciful to me. And it is a setting of the German chorale, again, a hymn tune that existed before Bach's time. That is Psalm 51, which we use on Ash Wednesday. So here is Erbarm dich by Bach. Okay, we're going to take a little break now from the Baroque music of Bach and Walther, and I'm going to play for you the Prelude, Fugue, and Variation by César Franck. César Franck was a 19th century French composer and organist, and this piece of music begins with a simple and very haunting melody, which I think our Buzard organ, the oboe stop, plays that melody beautifully. So you're going to hear this prelude and this beautiful melody, and then there will be a very short pause and an interlude, and the organ is going to increase in volume and presence. And after just a few measures, another short break, and then we start a fugue. A fugue is a piece of music where you have a melody that comes in, and then typically it reappears in another part of in another range. It appears again, usually in a different key, and then a counter melody is created to go with it. And this works itself out over the course of several measures. And the way Franck does this is the fugue just builds and builds, and then we come up to what for this piece would be the full organ, and then you bring the organ down, and suddenly you have this haunting flute counter melody that comes in one hand, and then the right hand comes and plays the melody from the prelude again, note for note, from beginning to end. It's a very dramatic piece, and for those of you who've been waiting for a great melody, here it is, the César Franck Prelude, Fugue, and Variation. So this is a mini concert, and I hope to play some of this music again for you live when we can come together again. This is going to be the final part of today's program, or this evening's program. It's the Concerto in B minor by Walther. And I had wanted to play this piece for many years and managed never to learn it, and then forgot about it. And then a few years ago, we had an organ scholar at St. Bridget who was a student at U of R, and he learned this concerto, invited me to come and hear his playing exam at the end of his semester. And I went and heard it and thought, I really should learn that. And with what was in the new organ at St. Bridget, I pulled it out in 2013, and I played part of it and decided to that I was going to play the whole piece, but it was, what is this, 2021? So here I am finally getting around to performing the Walther Concerto. One of the things I remember about this piece is hearing a mentor of mine when I was in high school. We were dedicating a new pipe organ at our church in Morristown, Tennessee, and she played this piece of music. It was the first piece of music played on the organ in public, and wow, what a dramatic piece. It's Walther, a German composer, trying to write, I think he's successful in writing in the Italian style. There's a fast first movement, a slow second movement, and a fast third movement. And I just think it's fun, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you again for being with me this evening or whenever you're watching this. And I just want to say thank you to folks like Dan Harms, who helped make this recording possible, and the 4 or 5 staff who came and listened while I played to motivate me to keep going and not stop like I did at the beginning. And anyway, thanks to so many people who do so much for me and for our music ministry at St. Bridget and the Friends of Music. Enjoy the Walther Concerto, and I look forward to seeing you in person someday soon.